Well, the Finance Ministry on the 1st of December proposed the issuance of one license for all kinds of insurance for new as well as existing insurance companies. The Composite license will facilitate open access for insurers in any line of business. Such insurers will be allowed to enter any segment, life, health and general. What's the impact of this as it gets rolled out going to be? Let's get some perspective. Anand Roy is Managing Director at Star Health and Allied Insurance. Anand, great to have you back on the program. Thank you very much. Before we get into what your thought process on this is, I just want to get a sense on how business for you has been doing. You know, I mean, I was told that you are very consciously focusing on moving away from group to individual health policies. How is that sort of transition going for you? What is the ideal mix between group and retail? Just tell us a little bit more.
Morning. Thanks, Prashant. Thanks for having me back on your show. Yes, so the strategy of Star Health this year has been to focus more on the retail side of business, and more than 95% of our business is coming from the retail, that is the individual customers who buy health insurance policies. And I think that strategy will be our main focus area for the near future. But group business does come to us. We are focusing on the small and medium enterprises, and that is the segment that we are comfortable with. And we have some ambitions to scale up that business too. So I think, you know, the business has been doing well. We have been growing at more than 20% in our retail portfolio, which is the mainstay of our focus, and outbeating the market growth, which is growing at around 14 to 15 odd % for the first half of the year. So I think we'll keep our focus on the retail side.
Okay, all right. So retail is what you're focusing on. Do you have an ideal mix, Anand, in terms of this retail and group? You've been telling us for many interviews now that the focus is on retail, but do you have an ideal mix out there? And given that the mix is changing, it's structural in nature, so what kind of impact it has on margins?
See, retail business is definitely more margin accretive, and that's the reason why we are focusing on that. But having said that, the group business is also of interest to us, but we are choosy in that segment, and we are focusing more on the SME segment. So typically, if I have to give you an idea, we would be comfortable with a 90-10 mix, where 90% of our business would be retail and 10% would be from groups.
Okay. And in terms of margins, what could it mean, since, as we know, retail is better?
Yeah, so Star Health has been an operating profit-making company for the, even during pre-COVID times. And for the first 2 quarters, we have also come back to, doing business in a profitable way. So I think that will be our focus. And that's largely because of the business mix that we have. And as you can compare with other players in the industry, most of them do not make operating profits. They are making profits on investments. But we are our organization and our business model is more focused on operating profits. And I think that's where the focus will continue.
And just one clarification. Earlier, you were telling us that 95% of your business is now retail, but the ideal mix is 90-10.
From the next financial year, probably, yes.
Okay. And for FY23, what's the mix that you will end with?
I think we will end with 95-5.
95-5. Okay.
So you're actually going to increase the group business a little bit, right?
Next year, probably, yes. We are seeing some improvement in the rates.
Sure.
So we will be selective and we'll try to be, more aggressive there.
What's the extent of improvement in the rates for the group business?
See, over the last 6 months or so, we have seen some price corrections, but still not very profitable in all segments. Now, group is a very large business segment. You can't just, give it a single brush. So in the large corporates, we have not seen great price correction, but in the middle corporates and the SME segments, we are able to see some good corrections.
Okay, so this increase in group business from 5 to 10%, will that be catered to the mid-size, the SMEs, where we have seen some improvement in rates?
That's correct. That's absolutely right.
Okay. Were you on any of the committees which was constituted to give suggestions on these on the recent Composite License Act and the amendments? Were you on the committee, and what were the suggestions that you all made, or the industry body made?
So Star Health was represented on most of these committees, but the one which you're talking about from the composite license, I think that has come from the Ministry of Finance, and all the companies have been asked to give their views on that. So these are interesting developments in the insurance business. As you know, there has.
What was the view that you all gave?
So see, we have been always talking about. There has been discussions in the past about life insurance companies being allowed to do health insurance business and so on. And now the discussion is about giving a composite license to all companies to do all classes of business. As you might be aware, now there have been 4 classes of business which has been identified: life, general, health, and reinsurance. And except reinsurance, I think any licensee can operate in any of the classes of business. That's the composite license model. So we will see how it spans out. But I think, this has been under discussion for some time and we are well prepared for it.
Anand, some part of the street believes it could be a challenge to your business. The health insurance business, if the composite insurance comes about, I mean, licenses are given. You want to comment on that?
Oh, definitely. It will be challenging to all businesses because now the opportunities of cross-selling each different products is going to become available to many companies. But the companies that will thrive and prosper are companies which have a sustainable business model, which we believe that we have. We have a very strong distribution platform. We have a granular, agency base across the country. So I do not see this as a threat to us particularly. But I look at this as an opportunity because this gives us some scope of evaluating whether we can look at other lines of business also, because we do have the distribution and the service network across the country. So we look at it as an opportunity. Let's see how it goes.
So will you start distributing life insurance products or will you apply for the composite license?
See, Nigel,
Anand, try to give us some sense at least. I know, it's a little difficult, but at least give us which direction are you all headed in?
See, I can tell you that, a few years ago, we had a product called a composite, combi product. Okay, the combi product had term life, health, and personal accident all into one. Okay, it did not do too well at that point of time, but I think the time for that product has come. We may look at those kind of products because it gives a pure protection to all to the customers that we are reaching out to. And I think that will be something interesting to us.
Anand, could it be, if you stay in your lane, we'll stay in our lane? A kind of, you'll watch what competition, obviously you'll watch what competition also does, right? I mean...
Absolutely.
So, I mean, you're being very guarded, of course, I mean, because I'm assuming it's an ongoing discussion process at the company, but you're saying that you could introduce some products which cover more, not just health.
Yes, Prashant, you're right. We are evaluating all these things as we speak. But these are interesting times, and we will see how this eventually pans out. These are under discussions. I mean, right now. But I think I strongly believe that given our distribution and the business model and the brand of Star that we have created, I think there will be opportunities for us in this area.
All right, Anand, before we let you go, just a quick guidance about FY23. Retail obviously is growing at a faster clip, but overall for the business, what kind of a growth could you tell us? I think you were talking about 18 to 20%, if I remembered, for the entire business, with retail growing faster. Stick to that?
Yes, we stick to an 18% growth, and we believe the retail will grow at 20% plus. And with an overall combined ratio of around 93 to 95%, we should be able to deliver our numbers this financial year.
Anand, we leave the conversation there today. Thank you very much for joining in, and season's greetings to you, and a very happy new year to you, your family, and everyone at Star Health in advance. Need to slip into a very short break. Up next, we will be chatting with Akash Sethia, the head of strategy at Ellen Electronics. Its 475 crore IPO opens today. On the other side, we'll also connect with Sailesh C. Mehta, the CMD at Deepak Fertilizer, as the company announces the demerger of the mining, chemicals and fertilizer business. Stay tuned.